Hi everybody. Today in the shop we're going to talk about electric guitar pickups, pickup winding, and a whole plethora of other things having to do with that with our resident pickup winding guru, Scott Stretch Reinsmith. Guys all know Scott from previous in the shop episodes. So what do you got for us here, Scott? See a couple things. You got some winding, some bobbins, some pickups, a pickup winder, a number of things.
Yeah, this is your basic pickup winder. It does a pretty nice job. And with this one, you got the variable speed up here, on and off switch here. You can slow it right down pretty slow, or speed it, get it going pretty good. There. It's not a whole lot of torque to the motor, but it really helps it so you don't break your wires, so it's pretty nice. And you got a counter right here with a reset button. You keep track of all the windings you do on there. The unique thing about this is kind of nice is you have a winder on both sides. Even though they're both spinning the same way, you can get a reverse wound coil by flipping over, winding in here, which would be your wire would be going around it counterclockwise here, and flipping it over here. And now your wire would be wound clockwise. So essentially, you do one of each for single coils. You do clockwise here and counterclockwise here. South polarity here with a magnet, north polarity here with a magnet, and when both single coils are on together, it gives you a humbucking mode. So this is pretty nice. And it's also, they do something similar with a humbucker. And these are both usually wound the same way. They just wire the one coil backwards, and then your magnet will slide in here. The poles will be going this way. You have a south here and a north over here, and that'll give you your humbucker abilities for this pickup.
And so a humbucking pickup is a noise cancel. You're bucking the hum.
It bucks the hum, yeah. And
which is, so on a single coil pickup you get 60 cycle hum just from what you're plugging your amplifier into.
Lights and then
the
other
other
RF signals and stuff like that. So,
they create a hum, and so you're just trying to make the pickup perform with minimal background noise.
Yep.
So
and they work quite well.
Yep. So and you've already hit a number of pickup components. What is a pickup? Essentially, it's a coil of wire with a magnet nearby. Right?
It has a magnet, and there's a couple ways to achieve it. Like with this one, it would have an actual, I think there's a magnet in here somewhere. And this kit here.
And those two components create an electronic field. That's not correct. What do they create?
Well, there's, creates a magnetic field.
Magnetic field, that's the term I was looking
And
for.
the
That's why he's the expert and I'm just hanging out.
So this would be the magnet, a typical magnet for a humbucker, and that would slide in here and touch the steel pole pieces here. So you got the magnet, this is an El Nico magnet, and then you have adjustable steel pole piece here and just steel slugs there. So that's one way to do it, or with a single coil. The pole pieces are actually, these are magnets here. These are El Nico magnets for poles. And there's no magnet on the bottom. It's just the poles there. They go through there. And you wrap the coil around it.
What about the other structure there? There's a bobbin and a...
Yep, this is a bobbin. So when you get out this kit here for you. Yeah.
There we go. So that starts
Should have had the stuff open, I suppose.
I suppose. That's why we do it live. That's why we do it live. So you see it as it happens here. We prepare a little bit.
So these are
but
your
not too much.
bobbins, basically. There, and then you got your holes, put your magnets in. And if you buy the kit, they come with the actual magnets right here. So this is something you could do at home yourself if you wanted to. I started winding just by putting a stick, a bolt through a piece of wood, a flat stick of wood, and double sticky taped the pickup to it, and on a drill, and just started winding. So that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And you go from there.
But with your winder, you've got, like you said, a specific speed that allows you to do everything you need to do as quickly as possible, but without too much, not too fast, so you can not break the wire, because of course the wire is super thin, and this bar here allows you to.
It has stops, so you can adjust it. So looks like the last thing this wound was a humbucking pickup, so the stops would keep the wire from going over the edge of the pickup as it's spinning back there. Of course, for a wider pickup, you're going to want to move these out, and so that's how that works. And like you mentioned, speed can change the sound of a pickup. So if you're winding slower, the wire has a tendency to build up in the same spot as you move along. If you're winding if you're winding faster, it does. If you're winding slower, you get more space between the wires, and they'll kind of cross a little bit. And as the wires cross, you lose capacitance, which gives you more of a brighter sound. If they lay right next to each other, then you get the electrons run around the outside of the wire, and they'll kind of scrub off on each other, and you lose the treble frequencies a little bit when that happens. So scatter wound would be to move the wire back and forth, maybe run it slower, and get the wires to cross a little bit more, get more of an open coil.
So all these components affect the tone of the pickup, and you have to figure out, how to get the recipe for the particular style of pickup that you're looking for. Of course, and that all starts with trying to copy, or at least use as a center point, some traditional pickups. You can expand from there.
So pickups have different sounds. Like this has a narrow feel. This, the poles are right here, and the windings are really narrow, so you get kind of a brighter sound out of something like this than you would out of a P90, where the coil is really wide. And so even though poles are down the center, you still have this wide coil here, so you're going to get more warmth out of the coil that way.
Both single coil pickups.
Both single coil pickups.
Which is sort of a family of sound.
Yeah. So, and the height of the pickup can matter, because you can get more windings on there if it's taller between the bobbins here. So there's plenty of things that can make a difference. There's different magnets. There's Alnico 2, Alnico 3, 4, 5, and Alnico 8 that are pretty common. And they all have a different sound, different strengths.
But they're all Alnico magnets.
They're all Alnico, yeah. It's just a variance of the components that's in them.
Yeah. But that's sort of the industry standard, is the Alnico magnet.
Yeah. And then there's ceramics too for humbuckers. You'll see they'll put a ceramic magnet in there, and you get a brighter sound with the ceramic. They're a non-conductive magnet, so the frequencies won't scrub off on that, so you get a brighter sound. People think that they're a lot stronger than Alnicos. For the same size, they have actual less strength, but they can kind of be brighter and louder just because they're not. They don't have any capacitance to them.
So really, those are the things that you're able to control. What its strengths are as far as the sound spectrum from treble to bass, and then the gain, or how loud the pickup it is, and then various combinations with and a number of things within that range.
Yeah.
The whole spectrum there.
Yeah, you could take a single coil. Oops. Looks like that one needs to be rewound.
It bounces.
This is in for rewound. This is something I had down in the cabinet from a long time ago. It's a piece of wire right there.
So, that might be something to talk about, is how does the pickup end up needing to be rewound? sometimes it falls on the floor and bounces.
Sometimes you take the cover off, you might scratch it or poke something into it, cut the wire. They're pretty fine. I don't know if you can see it, but this wire measures about 2/1000 of an inch. So that's pretty thin. So another thing that can happen is the magnets here, they can corrode on the inside, and the corrosion will actually eat through the wire and cause it to break, and needs to be rewound. Of course, you need to clean up the magnets and all that. Some of these older wire magnets or windings, this one looks like it was lacquer dipped, and being lacquer dipped, sometimes they get corrosion, start corroding in there. Of course, we're talking decades or so.
Yeah, the lacquer dip is just to sort of hold everything together
Yep,
with an outside coating.
keeps the coils from vibrating. And if the coils will vibrate when you play, and then they'll start to get a feedback sound out of them. So, you're all familiar with that squealing guitar, and that's where it comes from, with these coils being loose. So, the old days, they'd dip them in lacquer in the 50s on the Fender guitars. In a newer way is to, actually in the 50s they did the wax. And you do the lacquer dip, and then they come out with the vacuum wax with a vacuum pot, where you put the coil in, you turn on the vacuum, and it sucks the wax up into the coil and does a more thorough job.
Yep,
So,
that's something that you have a set up for a vacuum.
we have that here, yes.
Vacuum wax, which is again, we can to recreate any older pickup style. And what about so you can fix older pickups, repair them, or modify them for tonal differences, but you can also create new pickups like you have with that kit there. And that is something that Stretch does under the Stretch Winder brand.
Yeah. Just some of my pickups here.
This is your personal guitar, right?
My personal beater.
Yeah.
And these are single coils that I made here.
Single coils with non-adjustable pole pieces. Do you have any particular things that you were going for with this setup? Or the different.
Well, I wanted a little bit warmer on the treble, so these actually have El Nico 2 magnets here and El Nico 3 or El Nico 5 here.
Okay, so you varied the type of magnets with the individual pole pieces.
Yeah.
So the warmer magnets on the treble side, more standard ones
Yeah,
on the
a
bass
little bit
side.
brighter over here, more powerful, boomier on this side. So.
Do you have this set? Is it 3 different pickups, or they? Well, you have in mind. You knew where you were going to put the pickups, which position.
Oh yeah,
you were
no,
gonna
these
put
are
them
three
in for
different.
sure.
This one's even different. Well, a little bit hotter. It has a metal plate on the bottom to help give a little bit more warmth to it.
So you changed this bobbin from what's this stuff made out of?
This is 4-line.
Okay, and you changed it to a metal plate.
And that actually, that's in there, then has a metal plate that attaches to it. So, and that helps focus the magnet strength more to the top. So,
Yeah, let's.
oh, can't even hear it.
Yeah. The neck pickup here.
Not really using this one here that much. But I got this one lower down right now.
Yep.
And I just today put in a blower switch which turns this pickup on at any time that I want it. So if I have it here and turn this on, then this pickup's on also at this point here.
Because the standard 5-way switch is going to give you this pickup, middle position for
These
that
two.
pickup, and that pickup, and then the 2 in between.
Yeah,
Get that
these
too.
and that.
Yeah, and so you really, with the standard switch, you can't get those 2.
And
The
then
way
right
you've
here you
got-
can get all 3 if you flip,
Yeah, that's right.
this,
He's got
flip this up.
the switch in position number 2 to get these 2, and then he puts the switch on
Yeah.
again.
And that works pretty nice. That's all 3. Yeah.
That's all.
And this would be just these 2 here. It's kind of clacky.
Yeah. Very, It's generally pretty quiet for our single coil pickups there on the whole. Is that part of what you were going for with those pickups, or is that just a matter of how we got it?
Well, you know, and then they're quiet because my amp is clean. You put on distortion, and the more gain you put on, the more noise.
But it's not
they'll
the
make.
single coil. Huh?
They are
They're
wound
other-
now with a reverse humbucker, so or with a reverse wound, reverse polarity here compared to this one.
So when you pair two pickups up, they're at one aspect of it's acting like a humbucker
Show you here,
pickup.
turn this up. So I don't know if you can hear the AC hum there.
Yep, there it is right there.
And then to put it in these two on, it'll go away. So,
There you go. There's the humbucking effect illustrated right there.
yeah.
'Cause there's this 60 cycle hum, and he puts it in that position to combine these two pickups to act like a humbucker.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy.
So that works out. A lot of new guitars have that. Some of the inexpensive ones don't. And back in the day, they didn't really realize that was a thing. So
Well, back in the day, it was just the three-way switch to
yeah,
start.
three-way switch. And
You
then I
could
think
make
Jimi
it-
Hendrix figured out you could put kind of balance it in between
Yeah.
the two and get the phase sound there.
If you can get it to stay
Yeah,
there.
if you get to stick.
But that's where the five-way switch came from, is that
Yeah.
experimentation. All right. So, could you do some winding?
I don't.
That would take
That'd take a while.
that would take a while, a little bit beyond our
Yeah, it is.
time frame here, live on Facebook. All right, there you go, folks. Pickup Winding 101. If you have any questions or thoughts, please send them our way, and we will get the answers as we can. And like I said, this is a service that we can provide here at Elderly Instruments, rewinding and repairing any pickups, anything from high-end vintage stuff to brand new builds. So thanks for tuning in. Like us and share us on Facebook, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Right, guys? So long.